All right, everyone. So I figured let's look through some of the reviews for the new Lego Batman game. We're not going to be playing it until tomorrow. I wanted to get it early, but we're unable to do that, and so we're going to look at the Metacritic reviews from all across and just going to give, we'll read some of the little descriptions. So this is 100 from CG Magazine. Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight is the best love letter to Batman we've ever seen. The way it handles the history of the world's greatest detective is incredible, with great combat mechanics, a fun and fantastical story that gives the Cornerstone eras their turn. This is hands down the best Lego game to date. So there's a few things here. Number one, they're talking about this being the best Lego game to date, which is crazy considering there's been so many great Lego games, especially in kind of the Star Wars universe. And they also talk about the best love letter to Batman we've ever seen. And when you factor in the fact that the Arkham series exists, that's pretty crazy. Now, like I said, I haven't played the games. This is just me kind of spouting off the top of my head here, but I do think that part of this, right, when we talk about this being the case, is that when you look at the Arkham games, right, they are because of the kind of graphics quality and everything that's included in those games and the kind of the great story, but they're fixated on one story, right? They're fixated on one thing that's happening. Now, obviously, there's branching storylines and things like that, right, that are happening underneath the surface. But at the end of the day, a game like that, to kind of have it the way they built it, you're not going to have this, story that is like, oh, this story stretches, 60 years of Batman in that version, right? It's focusing on one event at a time. With a Lego game, you could do a lot more, right? You could just tell a million and one stories because of what's needed to make the game. And so I think this has a chance to be a better love letter to Batman in that sense, because if they make this game right and they do things right, you could tell a lot more story than you could in the Arkham games where you're just telling one specific event, right? So hopefully this ends up being the case. Gaming Bible, they gave it 100. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is impossible to put down. It managed to imbue the intensity of Gotham with just the right level of whimsy and humor. The game's perfectly crafted open world and varied mission design don't simply just make it a blast to play. It also makes the game very good value for money, and that goes a long way. And I'm guessing that says these days. Oh wait, I can hit read more. Okay. Uh, Good value for the money, and that goes a long way these days. Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight deserves to stand proud as one of the best games of 2026, and within Lego and Batman's history. So yeah, similar, right? Similar view of this is an all timer, and from everything we've seen, it looks like that's going to be the case. Okay, Screen Rant 100. The end result is a fun, funny, and self aware homage to The Dark Knight that is equal parts Lego wackiness and phenomenal Batman Arkham successor. Lego Batman Legacy of Dark Knight is one of the best Lego games of all time. Heck, it might just be the best Lego game ever. And it certainly gives your favorite Arkham game a run for its money. So, it's you might be hearing kind of debates about how great is this game, right, after its release. But I think just the fact that these reviews are talking about it with Arkham in the conversation tells you how great this is gonna be, right? It really goes in and tells you how great it could be. Impulse Gamer 100. Legacy Batman or Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight isn't just another iterative entry in the franchise. It's a new vision defined by varied gameplay, gorgeous upgraded graphics, and clever storytelling. Whether you're gliding across Gotham's skyline, piecing together detective puzzles, or laughing at a perfectly timed gag, the game delivers a rich, polished experience that honors the Dark Knight in a way only Lego can. Okay, so IGN Brazil 95, Dual Shockers 90, Go Down 90, 90, 90, Gaming Bolt 90, Well Played 90, Screen Hub 90, Voxel 89, GamePro Germany 88, Game Informer 88. Let's read Game Informer. I just want to see if there's anything that we haven't seen a negative yet. I am utterly delighted by Legacy of the Dark Knight. Its story is charming and effective. Its combat is engaging, and its open world is top notch. It's a no holds barred approach, revered to the revered character. And though there are spots where the execution could have been better, TT Games included everything I could have asked for in one wholly entertaining package. The Dark Knight is a storied legacy, and this adventure does it justice. So that's a good point, right? Of like, well, it's kind of what the point we made earlier with the beauty of these type of Lego games is you could tell the entirety of this story, right? I mean, not you're not going to get everything in there. There's so many little stories here and there, but you could tell so much more than you even can in a Arkham game, right? Where it's just going to be based on one event. Okay, I want to go down to the lowest one and just see. Um. Okay. Do I know any of these places though? True Gaming. All right, let's Lego. We'll read. I just want to. I want to read some of the negative ones just to see anything that's negative about the game, right? Like to find out what is, if there is a critique, what is that critique? Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is a pretty entertaining and comedic experience for all fans of Batman, especially when it has many deep references to the movies, comic lore, and TV series. However, it lacks innovation because the Lego game series still follows the same comfort zone formula with its repetitive activities. Like I said, I haven't played it yet, but I I just don't know if this is a negative. Like, yeah, the Lego games are gonna be similar because that's what the Lego games are, and I'm not really a subscriber to the idea of you have this formula that works, you need to innovate like crazy, for a game to be good. It's like, actually, I'd be kinda mad if I played a Lego game and it's like, "Is this actually a Lego game?" Like, that was you know what I mean? It's like, that's part of the problem is when, something that works is innovated on and changed and it ends up not being as good. So I just don't know. I think putting a Batman kind of coat of paint on your typical, Lego style game is better than, "Well, we're gonna let's make a big change." It's kinda like with Suicide Squad, right? Where they're like, "You know what? We're not gonna go the Arkham route. Let's make this at like some kind of looter or shooter thing." It's like, well, that's not really what people want, right? At the end of the day. Okay, Checkpoint Gaming. Legacy of the Dark Knight tries to honor many legacies at once and struggles to serve them all effectively. A familiar but fun LEGO game, a functional and simplified continuation of the Batman Arkham series mechanics, and unambitious and only intermittently funny Batman story all sit alongside one another in a final build of a game that will still be enjoyed by many, but is never quite the sum of its bricks and will unlikely have much of of a legacy of its own. So they're saying that it's not gonna. It's kind of just the same thing, which is, well, it's a Lego game. Game Cult. The Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight is a true love letter to DC's massive franchise. If you're a fan of the Caped Crusader, you'll be delighted to find all these iconic references that have endured through the decades. And if you're less of a Batman fan, then this Lego game is a great way to discover Bruce Wayne's story, Lego style, while still having a great time. Unlike the older Lego Batman titles, this one offers a larger world, a wider variety of enemies and bosses, even if the combat can sometimes feel repetitive. And above all, a story that almost completely retells everything from A to Z. In short, it's a really enjoyable game to play with, of course, plenty of side quests and collectibles to hunt down, just like any good Lego branded game. So there wasn't, this is, they're all kind of just saying that it's the same. Like, I haven't really even seen a negative yet. It's like, well, repetitive combat. They're basically just like, this is a Lego game, so far. Okay. Lego, this is the last one. Lego Batman The Dark Knight is a safe bet, perhaps even too safe. It checks all the expected boxes without ever taking any risks. Worse, still, it tries to have it both ways without ever fully satisfying players on either front. Fans will undoubtedly find something to enjoy, thanks in particular to the richness of the universe and the numerous references. But those hoping for a more significant evolution of a formula may be left wanting. This new installment of Lego Batman thus fulfills its purpose with diligence, accessible, generous, and faithful to the spirit of the franchise. It offers a pleasant and familiar adventure for better or for worse. Another brick in a solid edifice, but one that could certainly use a bit of a refresh. So we're gonna have to play the game to know how far off these bottom reviews are, but I just have to say, at least judging from what I'm reading here, I don't know, man. To me, all of those things just seem, it's not that they're necessarily wrong, and like I said, we're going blind here because I haven't played the game, but it just seems like that's not the kind of critique I would have. Like, if you're putting on a Lego Batman game, your number one job is to give people a Batman's experience that is a love letter to the franchise. That's your number one job. It's not innovate anything, right? That's the innovation and adding things on can come after that, but your number one job is to say, "This is a Batman game, deliver that." And as long as it hits on that, I don't care. It could be the most, cookie cutter Lego game we've ever seen, but it just has to make me feel like I'm playing as Batman. A game we've brought up on our gaming channel a lot is RoboCop. I don't know if you've played it, the new RoboCop games, and to me, that's a perfect example. Is that game perfect? No, right? Is it like everything is innovative and like never before seen thing? No, but the whole time I've played the main game and that DLC, I just sat there and thought to myself, I am RoboCop right now. You feel like you're in that world, and that is the key. right? That at the end of the day is the key. And so for something like this, you just want to be put into that world. We don't need to have all these little, gimmicky things that are trying to innovate. It's like, don't need it. All right. Thank you all for watching. And we'll be playing the game. Stay tuned, subscribe to this channel because we're going to have a lot more content coming. We'll see you next time.